You already know what it is. You already know what it do.
It's cracking, y'all.
Of course, we back. Feeling good. Feeling great. Talking about one thing and one thing only. The Atlanta Falcons. That being said, Bodie, let's start the show. Feeling good, feeling great, Bodie. How you feeling over there, brother?
I'm alive, man. I'm alive. So good. Just a good day.
Good day?
It's a good day. Can't complain.
No Falcons football, but still, we continue.
Still a good day.
No Chase tonight. He's still stuck at work.
Trying to get out the mud.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. He getting to the money. Gotta get ready for what's going on next season with One Time for the Fan and next season with the Atlanta Falcons. But when he comes down off that windmill, we'll talk to him. He'll be back on the show next week. But of course, what more can I say? Crazy, man. Last time we talked, we did have some things to discuss here on One Time for the Fan. And now as we're back, we still got some more things to talk about. Like I said, no Falcons football, but as diehard Falcon fans who pretty much monitor everything that's going on with the Falcons, even when they're not playing, we still got some stuff to discuss. And that's the cool part about it, because we're still keeping Falcon fans entertained, keeping Falcon fans engaged in what's going on. A lot of times people don't even get the news, or they don't even care. They just want to show up to the game, see what's going on, enjoy the entertainment, and go about their business. But then there's some people that they want to get in depth. They want to know about the players, where they at, where they golfing this weekend, where they hanging out, where they eating dinner. It's off-season stuff. So there's things going on that, as fans, we are really, truly trying to find ways to engage everybody, let everybody know what's going on out here with One Time for the Fan and with the Falcons. Bodie, playoff weekend. I keep turning over here because this boring ass game is on.
This shit is a barn burner, man. It's bad.
It's not the birds.
It's bad.
Did you enjoy watching some of the playoffs this weekend? They had Chiefs and the Jags yesterday. Also, they had the Eagles and the Giants, and then today, the Bills was eliminated versus the Bengals, and we're watching the whatever that team is, America's team, versus the 49ers.
Well, all I know is Giants got their teeth kicked in. That was not watchable. The Bills basically got their teeth kicked in. They weren't in it. It's been one-sided football, really, and this barn burner, and then that other Jags Chiefs game is football is below rated. Falcons would have showed out this weekend.
Oh yeah, this is one thing I gotta say. Excuse me. When the Falcons get back to the playoffs, there's gonna be some entertaining football. Like, it's gonna be some amazing football that you're gonna sit back and say, "This is what the NFL needs." And you can see there's some new teams in there this year in the playoffs. which some teams were surprised to see. The Jaguars, for one, being in the playoffs. Yeah. Seahawks, earlier, who made it into the playoffs too as well. Even in our sorry division, the Bucks, sorry selves being up in there.
The whole division had no business being in the playoffs. And that showed. The Bucks looked like trash.
Not looking good, Atlanta Falcons fans. When it comes to some of the games I've seen this weekend. I mean, the Jaguars game was kind of boring. Then the Eagles game was boring. Giants, I'm sitting over there watching like, are these the little Giants? Where was the Giants that we seen all season that was competing for the NFC East? That wasn't it.
Poo-poo.
That wasn't it. And now everybody's going to go back to hating on Daniel Jones.
Yeah. Is he the guy?
Is he the franchise quarterback? He took him to the playoffs. Fans were happy. Then until last night, Giants Nation, they in shambles.
Yeah.
What are they going to do in the draft? Are they going to shake up the draft? There's a lot of things that you look at right now in the playoffs and in the offseason where there's going to be some things that's going to shake up the draft. One thing that we just heard about recently this past week, as we get to some more Falcons football, but this Sean Payton story, Bodie. Mm-hmm. And we got some special guests to get in here shortly now. We got Lisa Sheppard, who's going to come in here and bless us with some Falcons information. It's her knowledge about the Atlanta Falcons, being a fan, long-time diehard fan of the Atlanta Falcons. And we hope to get Kiara in here too as well. There's a storm over there in her way where she's at. So she texted me earlier. We hope to get her in here just for a few minutes, chop it up here. But here on One Time for the Fan, we always talk with Falcon fans. We always talk with Falcon fans. So it ain't nothing. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing to always have anybody in the chat or Falcons journalists or Falcons media content creators, anybody to come on the podcast. But yeah, Bodie. So the Sean Payton story. Mm-hmm. It's rumors that, of course, he's looking to be a head coach in the NFL. We've heard about it. I guess he's coming back this year. Yeah. And I threw it out there that, Tom Brady's probably going to end up wanting to go where Peyton's going to go. They're married. However it's going to be. Right?
Yeah.
Carolina, apparently, their GM, their front office is all in on Sean Payton. And I'm thinking, like, Carolina? The Panthers? Yeah. On Sean Payton? When you think about it, and this is something that could shake up the draft or shake up the NFL, could shake up the offseason. Carolina has that 10th pick. Let's just say Sean Payton is their guy, and they go with Carolina. Carolina got to give up that 10th pick. Guess who they give it to? The Aints.
Damn Saints.
Now the Aints did what? No, the 9th pick, whatever it is. Now they move up into what? Top 10.
Yeah. Not what
and they want. Definitely go select their quarterback. I think it's their quarterback.
If they're smart.
If they're smart. Then again, who knows what's going to happen? But there's some things that's going to be shaking up the draft here shortly, man. I can't wait to see what's going to happen here. Bodie, just your thoughts. Sean Payton could come back to the NFC South. Brady's going to be a free agent. Carolina's quarterback position over there. I mean, what did they do that? I don't think Brady would do that. Go to a market like Carolina?
Yeah.
That'd be ridiculous. I can see him in Vegas. Because I heard the situation with, you're probably looking at why we're talking about this because these are free agents hitting the market.
Yep.
And now they're talking about the top 3-4 quarterbacks, free agents hitting the market. You got Geno Smith, got Lamar Jackson, you got Tom Brady, you got Aaron Rodgers, and they got Derek Carr.
Mm-hmm.
Might be Zach Wilson too.
Might be.
These are 5 quarterbacks who were starters in the NFL, and they can shake up the draft to let y'all see this team might not be going. Houston might not go quarterback if they get Derek Carr. Just throwing it out there. If they get Aaron Rodgers, you think they're gonna go quarterback? I'm just saying, there's some teams out there. You see what's going on with the Derek Carr situation. The Jets, the Saints, and the Commanders are the 3 teams apparently in the front running for Carr.
Yeah,
I'd love to have Carr in New Orleans. Bust that every week.
Yeah, because we know he trash. Trash.
Excuse me. But I'm just telling you how it is. This is some things that's going to shake up the NFL draft. Lamar, the Baltimore situation. We heard this week that John Harbaugh came out. I posted it on One Time for the Fan. The Ravens are not giving up on Lamar. Some quarterback, like you seen the situation with the Raiders?
Yeah.
They did Lamar?
Yeah.
That you knew that was over. The situation in Baltimore is different. And this goes for you Falcon fans who want Lamar Jackson. The Ravens said they ain't giving him up. They're gonna do everything in their power to work a deal.
It don't make sense to let them just go without any kind of compensation. We have to trade something. We have to overpay him. It don't make sense for us to just get him and absorb him without the Ravens trying to give up a fight. They didn't put too much into him, and they will go into irrelevancy if they let him just go. So
I'm gonna tell you right now, Falcon fans, hearing the coach of the Ravens say that he doesn't want to give up Lamar, I'm gonna use one of these big country lines. Let me bust it down real quick. All right, let's say you like a girl, right? And that girl got a dude, right? And you know she got a dude, right? But you still like that girl, right? And Buddy said, I ain't giving up, cuz. You got to fight me. At some point, you got to know, just let it go.
Just let it go.
Just let it go.
It's like a dove.
Just like let it go. Falcon fans, you gotta let it go. The man, John Harbaugh said, we want to work a deal with Lamar. They want to give this man, and I'm talking about, they gave Roquan $100 million, man. What do you think they're trying to work on when it comes to Lamar?
Yeah,
Falcon fans, let's not go down this hole, man.
Yeah.
It's the first year in a long time we done had some money, man. Y'all want to do this? Not saying the man's a great quarterback. Not denying that. I'm just talking about what we got going on here with Desmond Ridder.
Facts.
QB1 right now. I was talking to some people the other day and today. They said Desmond Ridder ain't your QB1. No way possible. 4 games as QB1. Had to break it down for him. Had to show pictures from like the Falcons social media page and how they've been blowing him up before when he got drafted with the videos and the jersey. And man,
it's just hard for people.
Down,
it's hard if you're not an Atlanta fan, if you're not in the vicinity, if you're not following the team, then outside looking in, it look like, who the hell is Desmond Ridder? Yeah, they need a quarterback. Who the hell is this guy? You know what I'm saying? You ain't following. They're not following us. You know what I'm saying? They don't know. Everybody, it's 32 teams to follow. Okay? They're not in depth on every team. We one of them teams, we're irrelevant to them. So they see we're got Desmond Ridder, 3rd round draft pick. They think we need a quarterback. So they think we'll go after a damn Derek Carr. And I can almost guarantee you we're not going to get no damn Derek Carr. Okay.
They mentioned that today in the chat, and I'm in with some other sports fans who's repping other sports teams. They said to me, there's sources out there that's saying that every NFC South team is in on Carr. You guys should just go ahead and pick him up. Ridder didn't show you guys nothing for those 4 games. Ridder kind of did. He showed me as a fan that I would like him as my QB1 next season. I ain't gonna lie. If Ridder would have came out there and stunk it up all 4 games, 90 yards, 4 interceptions, 7 sacks, all right, I can see your point.
Mm-hmm.
But every game he progressed to get better, Falcons fans, from the Saints game to the Ravens game to the Cardinals game to the Bucks game, and he's 2-0 in the bins right now.
Let me tell you something. I got sources that gave me the winning Powerball numbers.
Sheesh.
So y'all gonna see me on TV.
God.
Yeah, come on now. F them sources. Sources. Yeah, okay. That's why all these rumors, all this other shit. You may get this player. You may. I don't see. It don't come into fruition for me until it comes to fruition. That's how I see it.
So we're going to what happened in their presser this week, and Falcon fans were hitting me up in the DM and tagging me like, "Why are you talking about the Ravens? What's so important?" Because they talking about Lamar, and folks want Lamar here in Atlanta. Ravens coach John Harbaugh said the next OC will be a highly qualified candidate. This is one of the top coaching jobs in the world, Harbaugh said. Then he said, Ravens coach John Harbaugh, Lamar Jackson will be involved in the selection. Now I got to do it like the preacher. In the selection. Open your verse for me, please. And the team's next offensive coordinator. Where my glasses?
Preacher.
Jot that down. Lamar is our quarterback, John Harbaugh said. Let me keep preaching. This is their coach telling you they ain't letting this man go. Wait a minute. It sounds like a quarterback we once had here in Atlanta.
Sounds like it.
Falcons, let me say something. Lamar Jackson is invested into that. That whole city is invested into Lamar. From the jerseys to the streets to the community, it's Lamar. Like Pat and KC. It's like Phillip Rivers long ago in San Diego with LT and doggone Antonio Gates. Certain players, it was kind of like Matt and Julio, but folks said Matt wasn't in the community like that. I understand, but Matt was your franchise quarterback for 14 years. Julio did the community stuff. Matt was your quarterback.
Yeah.
The pair was just there for a long period of time. But I guarantee you, man, it's tough to look at this Lamar Jackson situation, hear this coach speak about Lamar and how they're building. Lamar Jackson, we're building around him. They're building their offense around him. They're just going to let him go? Let him walk?
I can't see it. But we do have to talk about potentially if they did let him walk. Yeah, we would listen. Okay.
We do.
It's just a thing. Okay.
We do.
You'd be a damn fool not to. The likely scenario that happens, slim to none. I think.
Falcons, we have a lot to talk about tonight here on One Time for the Fan. We got a special guest coming up here shortly. So we're going to bring her in. We're going to get to this chat. Deshaun's here. He's on time.
Always.
He's ready to go.
Always.
Sound like dream about getting paid. So I dig into the books of the rhymes that I've made. Here we go. I got to pull hit the studio because I'm paid in full. Yeet. Get strong. Shout out to Deshaun in the chat, man. Lisa Sheppard, who is right now in the is it the red room? One called the red room?
The red room, yeah.
The red and black room. We call it the Falcons fan room. Is that what we say?
I can say the fan room. That's what I can say.
The fan room.
I don't know.
Lisa Sheppard's in the fan room right now, getting ready to come to the podcast.
Yeah, she requested all red M&Ms. I didn't even know they had red M&Ms.
Chase, you get them all red M&Ms.
get Chase on it.
Come on, Chase, get to it.
God damn it.
Kiki said, "What's good?" Ravage up here said, "The champ is here." Look at that new profile picture for the off season.
Shout out, Ravage.
We have somebody whose team is in the playoffs here. Ryan Foley.
Somebody who picked up a dub today. Fancy seeing you here.
Ryan Foley, we have to get you guys back on R&R Catcast. Amazing job that you guys do up there and covering Montana State football. And once again, like you guys helped us out big on Troy Anderson with the rookie report, and we got a chance to meet Troy and speak with him, and everything was spot on, like you guys said, man. Intelligent menace. I'll never forget it. Never forget it. Jeremiah Weems is up in the building. Randy Payne is up here. Look, we got the first time he said, "Get some UGA dogs in the draft."
Please.
We'll see. So. Ernest is out there in Singapore. Ernest, keep rapping. Hey, tell everybody in Singapore, go to YouTube right now and just watch the video, man. You get these views up over there in Singapore, man. Straight up. Appreciate your time too, brother. What's good, gentlemen? Why I didn't just hire Fangio when he was here. Didn't even give him a choice. So the process with the defensive coordinator situation is, I understand y'all wanted to just not walk out of the building.
Yeah.
That's a meme. What's going to happen is calls will be made. It steps to this, and this week I know the DC is going to be selected before the draft. We know that.
Yeah.
I think the DC will be selected, same like Cleveland. Cleveland started interviewing right after week 17 or 18, and then they get selected Jim Schwartz last week. So give the Falcons about 30 days or less. I know it's a long time.
Like this. The Falcons are doing their due diligence, not like the Bills did when they hired. No, the Giants did when they hired their coach, and they already had their coach in mind, but they went and interviewed Brian Flores anyway, knowing they was going to hire Dabo. You can't just bring him in like, all right, we're going to hire you, but, we're bringing Flores in for the Rooney Rule, blah, blah, blah. No, Falcons are just interviewing everybody. We'll get back with you. They're listening. I think they're listening to everybody. They're doing it the right way.
I mean, Al Holcomb, Fangio,
Flores.
I don't think they actually interviewed Fangio? They haven't.
They interviewed Fangio.
They interviewed Fangio. So Fangio,
too.
Flores, Al Holcomb.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Haslett is off the list.
No.
That was just somebody threw that out there. But Falcon fans, I mean, these are some top candidates that's going to be your defensive coordinator, or who could be.
Yeah.
But as a Falcon fan, Bodie, and you know this, we love talking with other Falcon fans to hear what they have to say. Straight up, we do. And here on One Time for the Fan, I want to say we've had some really amazing Falcon fan talks in the past. And we got some more coming up this season because we got to keep bringing y'all content. And it's always great to have people on. Kiara, I know she's dealing with there's a storm in her area, so we hope that she's going to be okay. Kiara, get out there and save them squirrels. Get every squirrel you can. Grab them, throw them in the shed.
You asked her to save squirrels. What she look like, Chase?
Sheesh. Kiara knows the inside joke about the squirrels. We joke about that all the time. One Time for the Fan is proud to have our next guest come on here now. And I tell you, we about to get lit, y'all. I'm talking about, I might go ahead and put my jersey on and get ready for the game. When you hear Lisa Sheppard talk about the Atlanta Falcons, you really get lit. So ain't no reason to even talk about it anymore. Let's go ahead and bring her on. Rise up. There it is right there already.
What's up, y'all?
What's good?
What's good, Lisa?
How you doing?
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Nice. Have that great to have you here. Great to have you here. I must say, we've done
One
Time for the Fan for a while now, and we've spoke before at training camp and at the games and in Facebook and the group and the chats. But now to have you here on the podcast is truly amazing. So welcome.
I appreciate it. You guys do a great job. I love the content. I love, how in depth you guys go. You do some things that other Falcons podcasters don't do. So big ups to y'all.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Not
about him, but thank you.
Well, it was difficult at first. When I first started, I met Bodie walking down the street one day. He was looking for a job, and I told him I can't pay well, but I get your voice on the platform. But we'll talk about that later. We ain't got nothing.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Lisa,
sir,
for the fans here in the chat, for the fans that will be listening and watching later on, just explain how diehard of you of Atlanta Falcon fan you are, and just when did you start? When did you become a Falcon fan?
I mean, I was born into this thing, born and raised in the A. When I was a teenager, when most of my friends were working at Six Flags, I was working at the old Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, where I got to see the Braves and the Falcons play, because at that point in time, they shared the same venue. So I've been in this thing from birth, basically. Became a season ticket holder about a decade ago. It's truly just been something. I've always loved football, but seeing your team play, at home, also on the road, it's just something that I love to experience. I went to London for our first international game in 2014 when we played against the Lions, and seeing so many Falcons fans, who made the trip. We were crunk over there. It was a game score notwithstanding. But I mean, there are different levels to fandom, and I appreciate anybody that I meet that supports the Falcons. It's like there's an instant connection, there's a common denominator, and that's our team. I actually was on vacation for a week, and I, of course, wore Falcons gear. I can't tell you how many people stopped me to talk Falcons football. You know what I'm saying? And of course, not everybody's from Georgia. The Falcons have fans all over. So just having that instant connection, talking about, what do we think? How do I think our team is going to do in 23? Talk about the past season. Is instant conversation, and I could do it all day.
That's nice. That's truly amazing. We're going to get to some Falcons football talk about 2023, the upcoming season and so forth. How many away games have you been to? Have you kept count? I know some of our Falcon fans, we love going to away games. So I got to ask, you mentioned London, and that's an experience that Falcon fans, I'm going to tell you right now, I traveled to a lot of games, but I've never been to London. And to hear from Lisa Sheppard, who's been to London, I have to ask you, please give us your take on London, seeing your team play across the pond. How big was it?
I'm telling you, it was one of the best experiences. And if you like to travel and if you like football, that's a win-win. I like to, go to places that I haven't been before. That was actually my first time to London. Nice. And I got to see my team play. One of my biggest memories from that trip was the Falcons had a fan rally in Trafalgar Square. So it's like a big pep rally. I remember Matt Ryan and Julio, they took the stage. It was nuts. It was nuts. And obviously the two teams that are playing are well represented. But honestly, there were probably fans from all of the 32 fan bases at these international games. So just people who love football, and that's definitely my element. So, it was truly one of my favorite experiences as a Falcons fan. This year, or this past season, I went to Detroit for our preseason game. I got to meet that was really cool. And he was super, super nice. I did go to Stinky Town for
Stinky Town. No.
Who's there?
We know them.
Yeah, we know them. I feel like I got a third trip in somewhere. They all run together. But to answer your question, when the schedule comes out in May, I immediately start making travel plans. I try to do 2 to 3 road games a year. And and supporting your team on the road, it's just a different feeling. You know what I'm saying? So I enjoy it, and I enjoy meeting other fans, that travel to meet the team and to support the team. So it's a good time. And of course, like I said, that's in addition to going to the home games here at the Benz.
I just love hearing about this, Bodie. I'm telling you, this is the off season, but it gets you ready to go. Like
it does.
Months away.
Yeah, man.
Months away, but I'm
wish it started next week.
I know. And we know who we're playing, but we don't know when. So when the official schedule comes out, I'll be like, okay, where I'm going. So I definitely make travel plans around the Falcons road schedule.
Exactly. We're gonna definitely talk about that in just a minute. I got your partner in crime in here. Hold on, let me get her in. Kiara.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm struggling over here with this weather, but I think I'm straight.
It's all right. Man. I'm glad you're here because you just won a new car.
Cap, not with Jack broke ass.
I'm about to say he can come make this car payment for me though.
We're gonna tag somebody from the Falcons right now. We're gonna see if we can get that taken care of for you. How you doing, Kiara? How's everything going?
Going good. It's going good out here in Squirrelville. Good.
Sheesh.
Squirrelville, you hear that, Bodie? I told you.
It's country out here. I'm telling you.
The weather's okay. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, we good now.
Okay.
Good.
We were just speaking with Lisa Sheppard about, her time being an Atlanta Falcon fan, how much of a diehard she is. Can you just let us know how much of a diehard you are, and just how long you've been a Falcon fan?
Well, my dad said I've been a Falcon fan longer than 98, but my first memories of the Falcons is that first Super Bowl that we went to against the Denver Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when we beat the Vikings in the NFC Championship game, because I remember it because I was sleeping. I was like knocked out on my dad's lap. Then I remember falling on the floor because when Morton Anderson made that field goal,
the kick is good.
He forgot I was on his lap. And yeah, that's why my mom says I'm crazy, because I hit that floor pretty hard.
Now, was it more like a drop or more like a the Vikings look like a?
It was like a thump.
Yeah. He jumped up and
pops.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh man,
yeah,
I would say, go ahead, Kira.
Yeah, that's my first true memories of the Falcons. everybody giving me crap about Jamal Anderson being my first favorite Falcon, I guess because of, his little run-ins with the law. But I mean, he had everybody doing the dirty bird. I mean,
Sure
it is
did.
what it is,
Sure did. Anderson was a big part of this team a long time ago, and he was a big part of this city. And I don't care what any Falcon fan said when he scored. Even I was in there, my little self. How you do the wings? Am I doing the wings right?
Yeah.
Like, it was just fun to just be a part of that, not knowing that when you grow up, you finna become like a diehard, like you finna fight for this team, like straight up.
Yeah.
But that's what we have this podcast here for, because it's about the fans. I'm a fan. Bodie's a fan. Lisa's a fan. Kiara's a fan. But we talk about the Falcons a lot. Kiara, you know this. Lisa, you know this. Bodie, we're in these groups. We're in chat rooms. We're on Twitter, discussion boards, whatever it is, when we can find a way to talk about the Falcons. We love to talk Falcons football. And I tell my friends all the time, man, I can talk Falcons football for hours. And I'm sure you guys can agree too as well, right?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Not to hate on the Braves or the Dogs. Oh, sorry, Kiara.
I'm good.
I told you we wasn't going to mention Georgia, but I'm sorry.
Nah. On some serious stuff, like I really enjoyed. Like, I mean, I know I talk a lot of trash. I really enjoyed y'all watching, Georgia repeat.
Thank you.
I turned the game off during like the third quarter because I knew what it was. I'm like, I'm not about to watch this abuse anymore. Like, I still want to sue TCU for wasting my time. Like,
hey, you got to talk to the committee about that. We just play the games, Kiara.
All right. Yeah, but I mean, that y'all program look, really good, and I mean, y'all might actually, what y'all say, three-peat.
Hope so.
Might have to change this podcast for a minute.
Yeah, I'm running out of wall space back here. I hope so.
I see you got the new one back there too, Bodie, right? Is that
Yeah.
Oh, got the back to back.
Yeah, I got to get the fat head. I'm getting there. That one just came from Academy, but we're good.
Falcon fans, we love talking Falcons football, and of course, we got Lisa here, we got Kiara here, and we're gonna talk some Falcons football. So let's get straight to it. Lisa, Kiara, the question goes for both of you all. Going into the offseason and next season, what are the Falcons' biggest needs right now?
You want to take it first, Kiara, or you want me to go?
Well, I do think that we need a corner. I can't go in too much in depth, but I do think we do need to address defense.
Yep.
I don't want to see nobody, no offensive players in the first round. I might throw up or break my TV.
So if it's a QB, you're not throwing your draws. We understand.
I'm not throwing my draws, but if it's Will Anderson, Jalen Carter, that kid from Clemson, then I might just throw my draws.
Kiara has this joke that's going around, it's tearing up on Twitter, Facebook. Like, when she gets upset about something, when she likes something, the comment about the draws come out. So it's always funny to just crack jokes with Kiara too as well. Defense is a major thing that we have to look for this year. Lisa Sheppard, you do know that defense is the number one priority. I think everybody in the room knows the defense is the number one priority. But you don't have to break down specifically any player or, draft pick or anybody. But what are the Falcons' biggest needs in your opinion?
You mean just besides defense in general? Because I looked at our stats and our defense wasn't ranked very high in terms of positional group. The secondary was ranked 28. That is your last line defense. So if the opposing team is getting behind the secondary, what? I mean, what we gonna do? So we gotta shore that up. And I feel like we've been saying this now for quite some time, right? This is not a new issue with the Falcons. I feel like the lion's share of our resources have been spent on the offensive side of the ball. And so, I remember with Dan Quinn, his defensive philosophy was fast and physical. I mean, okay, whatever. Bend but don't break. With DPs, it was more, he definitely was old school, but and I'm sure you guys remember too. Remember that our first game versus the Aints, we were dominating on defense. Like,
sacks, everything.
In the fourth quarter,
to the fourth quarter,
whatever that was,
looking crazy.
And DPs claimed it wasn't, a soft zone, whatever it was. I don't care what name you put to it. I mean, all of a sudden the Aints came alive and ate us up, and they win the game by 1 point.
It's funny because we can go back to that moment. I believe Grady in the front line was pulled out of the game, and then the rotation came in afterwards. Like the second group came in for the fourth quarter, and everybody's watching like, where's Grady? Where's our starting lineup? Where's their unit? It was more of the backup. So I believe they did address that around week 2 or going into week 2. They addressed why Grady and everybody was pulled. I remember Anthony Rush was frustrated after the game. Yeah. You can see his frustration coming out of the locker room. Fans saw it. Some of the players saw it too as well. But yeah, that was some of the things that.
Yeah, it was just bonehead. That was bonehead move. I don't know why you do that. That was terrible. Right. Mm-hmm. But okay, I'll ask the second question for you guys. After what we saw from Ritter in the last 4 games of the season, how do you guys grade him? What's his grade for you guys? And do you feel like he's our future quarterback?
I give him a C. He had 4 opportunities, won 2, lost 2. I'm not ready to fully commit to Ritter as our QB1. I mean, our Coach Smith hasn't committed to him, so why should I, right? And he's the coach. So he hasn't yet said, this is our guy, this is who we're rolling with. And so that is why I'm commenting the way that I am, because he sees Ritter, every day at practice and all that, and at the team meetings and stuff. So if there's something holding him back from committing Ritter as our QB1, then I'm not ready to give him that position either. Now, was 4 games enough to really assess him? I would say no, but I don't think that you just give him the keys to the car without seeing what else is out there, because it's too important of a position. And I also think, even though I don't know what's wrong with him tonight, but Brock Purdy for San Francisco.
Brock Purdy. He's still playing?
What's going on with the game?
And somebody just tried to catch a pass. Oh, is that a pick? No.
Yeah, he almost threw a pick.
Almost threw a pick. Oh, Brock Purdy, a head down. When the camera shot shows like this, it means you're losing. Oh, 9-9.
It's a good dumpster fire right now.
But what I'm saying, though, he started off 6-0, right? So seeing his success in San Fran, I don't know if that made some Falcons fans a little antsy about Ritter's performance, but
it does.
Yeah, and because he didn't just come out, on fire. Some people, I will say, I felt a little bad because some Falcons fans were ready to give up on Ritter after 4 games. I'm like, well, let's not do that. Like, I mean, don't take it that far, but give the young man a chance. But also, let's see whether it's a veteran, which I think it will be a veteran to compete. That's what training camp is for. And if he wins out, then hey, I mean, I'm riding with whoever the team designates as our QB1. But to answer the question about, am I ready just to give him the keys to the franchise as our QB1? No.
And I'm glad we brought Lisa Sheppard on too as well, because I mean, most Falcon fans will say, oh, these guys are going to bring somebody on who's going to say they're going to ride with Ritter. They're going to ride with Ritter. No, we're bringing on real deal Atlanta Falcon fans who's going to voice their opinion. And I can say right now that I'm not interested in Lamar Jackson, but if they brought Lamar Jackson to Atlanta, that's my quarterback. Right. I don't make the decisions in the front office, but I'm just going to I'm just going to state, what I see, state my opinion, say what I have to say with something.
And I'm buying that damn jersey. It's happening.
I'm going to buy that damn jersey too as well. I'm going to be in my seat before kickoff as well. But I will say that, Lisa, to hear you say that, you do ride with the organization like most fans do, but to hear that you say that you're not going to rock with Ritter just yet until Coach says this is our QB1. You're open, just like coaching the organization, to bringing in some talent.
Right.
Like you said, preseason, there's a QB battle. Something can happen. But if you bring in a Lamar Jackson, there's no QB battle. It's your starter.
Right.
If you bring in a Derek Carr, I don't think there's a QB battle. I think Carr would be the starter going into week 1. Right. But if you don't, I know what you're thinking, Bodie. If you don't entertain Lamar or Carr or draft the quarterback in the draft, and you bring a Jacoby Brissett or a Teddy Bridgewater in as your backup, Ritter's probably looking at your QB1 for next season.
More
than likely. Kiara, the question goes to you. Are you ready to hand over the keys to Ritter? I know you're really big on Desmond Ritter. You've thrown your draws a couple times at the TV when he had the throw to London, and tell me your thoughts right now on just Desmond Ritter going forward.
I would say I would like to see him, start a full season. I mean, I think for me, when Mariota threw that ball on the ground, I think I was kind of over his experiment. But like you said, I rock with the team, so whatever Coach Smith said, hey, that's just what it was. So I do want to see him play one full season before I say, okay, that's the franchise quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But if they were to bring in Lamar, I rock with that too. If they brought in Jacoby, that's fine too. If they brought Matt back, that's fine too. Which
about
is
me?
what my dad said today too when Matt came on the TV when he was on CBS earlier. He said they should bring Matt back. Let him be that veteran presence for Ritter. I don't find nothing wrong with that either.
He could be brought back as a QB coach.
Yes. And the contract would have to be torn up and then reworked again too as well.
Look, I'm not
he's
bringing
coming
up.
back with a vengeance. He's coming back like
he could be.
I remember every single one of you.
Matt shouldn't start no more. He took
No, he
50,
could be
11
the
sacks
backup.
last year.
Yeah.
He took 50, 11 sacks last year. It was pitiful, and he fumbled 25 times. So yeah.
But I see a lot of leadership qualities in Ritter, though. I like how he brought the team together and how he almost sounded like a preacher. Like when they were showing him, talking to the team before the game started. I like seeing that. And it seems like the team does rally around him. So, I mean, I would love to see him play a full season as the starter to see what we can do.
That's good. That's good to know. And for Falcon fans who's saying, we have to go get Stroud or we have to go get Bryce Young. This quarterback talks like this every single draft.
Every single draft.
And next year's draft, there's going to be 5 big name quarterbacks who's coming out. And if he is the starter, if he does get a full season, if Ritter doesn't show promise here in Atlanta, then you can go use your draft pick the following season. And it won't cost you much either. Right. But I know this year, for Falcon fans who's big on money and cap, you got out of cap hell for years that you were dealing with. And Lamar is a pricey ticket. Derek Carr is pricey as well.
Yeah.
Ritter, I think, is making less than $4 million. I believe it is.
I'm sure total his whole contract. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
2-2, 2 wins at home. Yeah. His college football career was pretty solid.
I mean, he is a winner.
He's a winner.
Yeah.
And to hear a quarterback say, and I will say I've seen a lot of interviews from kids who's been drafted here in Atlanta. I still haven't heard a player say they're going to get a Super Bowl out of me, like I've heard Desmond Ritter say. Right. And I want a damn Super Bowl here in Atlanta. And that had me excited. Like, you want a Super Bowl? What week are we putting him in?
Yeah.
Because those are words that you want to hear. Yep. I will say that the Falcons, and I explained this today in a group in a chat that I was in. The Falcons send messages sometimes through their Pix art when they're doing like their cover art for like game days.
Right.
And for them to post on the final game against the Bucks, the Ritter, London, and Algier in the park playing football, you could have used a team photo. You could have used something totally different because Falcon fans know they're really in tune with what the Falcons going to post for game day on their photos. I took that photo and I posted on one time for the fan, like, y'all got to see this. Yeah. This is QB1, wide receiver 1, RB1 right here.
Yeah, I call it the big 3.
The big 3. Thank you, Kiara. They're pushing that around. And you saw before the season putting Drake and Desmond in the dorms together and the interviews and, the videos when they're on this. Drake was a number 1 pick. He's on the video, the Falcon highlight with Desmond. He's a 3rd round pick. Algier got his own scene holding the ball. But Drake's, every time you see Drake, it's him and Desmond there. I do think they do want to give him a shot.
Yeah.
But like Lisa said, they're going to entertain some outside talk.
Yeah.
And I think it's smart too.
It's smart.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
You just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Nobody knew Devontae Adams was going to get traded when he got traded. Nobody knew. I woke up the morning and damn the wide receiver from Miami got traded. Didn't have a clue. Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't.
And Kansas City still bounced back and they're in the AFC Championship game.
Right.
Exactly.
I didn't see that coming.
You never.
One thing you got to look at, Bodie, Lisa, and Kiara. We just came out of Cap Hill, and we also know that we had a quarterback for 14 years.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't want to go down that road with the cap again.
No, we don't.
I want to wake up and say, I got some money. I ain't part of that organization, but when the Falcons got some money, I got some money. Hell, I done bought some shoes and shit. feeling good. I'm feeling some good time because I'm looking at these free agents.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that in the next couple of weeks, but there's some names out there you couldn't get this years ago. You're not going to get that if you go sign out these guys for $100 million, $200 million contracts.
Right.
Not going to happen. So I didn't want to see them go down this cap road. I will entertain that if the deal is nice for Lamar and you want to bring him in and it's a cool deal. But how are you going to beat out the Ravens and it's going to be a sweet deal? The Ravens going to throw the whole bus at him.
Yeah.
So how sweet can this deal be for the Falcons if the Ravens finna go build him a whole damn stadium by himself, the Lamar Jackson's facility?
Right. Because didn't they said that he was going to be vocal in the hiring of the
OC. They fired the one OC. Obviously, if you fired the one OC, that means Lamar done told you something.
Right.
Yeah.
And trust me, people talk.
Yeah, for
People
sure.
talk. They talk around the NFL and behind closed doors. You might not see it on Hard Knocks, but there's some text messages. You see some of them players talk about it on the podcast. Yeah, we in a group text. We in a player chat. Remember the AB situation with the player chat? Don't let the chat get outside, man. Don't let the chat, because they was in there chatting, man. Some real stuff. But we go to the next question right now, because you see, we love talking Falcons football, Lisa, Kiara. We love this. We love it.
And speaking of the big three, I got to meet Ritter, London, and Algier in New Orleans.
Nice.
And it is different when you meet the players, right? Because, I mean, you get to talk to them, albeit brief, but, you know, being around the team for, you know, the time that I have, I can say this team was never going to tank. These players.
Speak on it, Lisa.
They put in the work and they want to win as well. Like when Brady, you know, said that statement that he, you know, same
shit. Yeah.
You know, that was his frustration.
Yeah.
These players, you know, they want to win. They're the ones putting their bodies on the line and putting in the work, going to the, you know, team and position meetings and, you know, traveling, all of that. I mean, granted, they get paid to do it, but at the heart of it, these are competitors and they're not out here just willy-nilly. These men want to win.
That is true.
So seeing, you know, the new faces of the franchise, which is basically what they are at this point, I am excited for, you know, Falcons 2023 football. There's just an energy, and Jack, you know, there's just an energy that you get when you do have an opportunity to speak with the players.
Oh yeah.
And
all the time.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying. So
I text one right now.
What?
I just texted one a couple minutes ago.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. It's just it's different. And so for the fans that you know, who just talk about it's just not gonna happen, people. Like I really want y'all to just stop this taint talk. Don't ever talk about it again, because
I can't stand it. Right.
And it's just not going to happen. These players are really out there trying to win for themselves and for Atlanta. And, you know.
It's the worst thing. Like, tanking don't even guarantee anything.
You
don't even know what's going to happen if you tank. You can tank.
Right. Anybody can move up, and the player that you tank it for. Too many variables.
I feel like the Houston Texans and Cleveland Browns been tanking for years, and I ain't seen no trophy for them yet.
You see now, their level of tanking is a little bit different because they know if they're going to get the top 3 picks, they still don't know who the top 3 picks are. They just know they need one of those positions. Yeah. So Houston might look at it and say, "Well, we're 2-14. We're playing this week. Let's fight to win the game. But if you know you're not going to win the game, then just don't win the game."
I don't know.
I don't know if I can say it. Can I say it like that? Is that? Can I say it?
I get what you're saying.
You kind of get me. So look, the Falcons Bucks, right? Falcons fans wanted them to tank for the draft position. Do you think the players heard that? No.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They went out there and
I'm sure they heard it.
So they heard it,
but they don't care.
But they don't
care about that.
Mm-hmm.
But like Kiara said, for the Jets and the Texans, some of them players, them boys tanking. Yeah. I done seen some missed tackles. That Raiders game,
maybe they just ass.
Hold on, Brody. That's true.
That
Raiders game, week 17. What was that week? The last game of the season. The Raiders played. What was it?
Was it
It was on TV.
What did they play?
They did nothing. The Raiders were terrible.
They got beat bad. But when you look at the game, Kansas City. when Kansas City did like the ring around the rosy play.
Oh yeah,
that was
You
so
can see that
disrespectful.
Oakland was not playing the game. You can see Oakland's like, bro, let's just get up out of here. Like, I do not
I
want
ain't
to play
gonna
this
lie.
game.
I mean, but
They would've
would
did
you
that.
want to play after that though?
They would have did that to me if I was on Oakland. I would have came over there and pushed them. I was like,
So
Yeah,
you
I
can
was
see
going
how
to
they
jail.
wasn't playing. They knew that the game was already out of reach, and they kind of slowed down the third quarter. The ring around the rosy play happened. The ref called it back for a flag. Then they ran like a triple reverse, and nobody touched the player from like 25 yards out.
Yeah.
Raiders just gave it up. For the Falcons, you didn't see that
No.
against Baltimore. You didn't see that against the Cardinals.
Mm-mm.
You didn't see that against the Bucks. And I love that from the Falcons.
Me
Because
too.
I tell people who want us to tank all the time, walk in that locker room,
Yeah.
go to every single
them.
player,
tell them
and tell them face to face, this is what you need to do because I want a draft pick.
It's crazy.
I guarantee you might not even make it at that locker room.
crazy talk.
Yeah.
Got to keep it real. But going to that about tanking, going to that what Lisa said about future Falcons here in Atlanta, we're going to the draft.
Yes.
What do we do in the draft, ladies? People are saying quarterback. Mocks are coming up of wide receiver. There's mocks coming up of the kid from Texas Tech, Tyree Wilson. But what I'm not seeing, and I'll just speak on it now, I'm not seeing too many mocks of Will Anderson and Jalen Carter because they kind of figure that these guys will be gone in the top 5. I'm not even seeing a mock of the Falcons calling up and making a trade. Everybody seems to be settled with everybody from 5 through 8 will be in their position. 1 through 5 might move around, but nobody from 5 through 8 is calling up unless they want a quarterback. So, ladies, the question goes to you. What do we do in the draft and why? I mean, Kiara said if the first player is offensive, she might just throw up. So we know where Kiara's going. She's going defense. But, ladies, please tell me, what do we do in the draft? What any players that you've heard about, any names, who's out there? Definitely would love to hear it from you all.
Like I said, Jalen Carter sold me, but like I said, he might be gone. And what's y'all cornerback name? Ringo?
Keely Ringo, Joey Porter Jr. is another top cornerback.
I do feel like we do need a cornerback. AJ does need help because, I mean, is Casey Hayward coming back?
Casey right now is coming back. That deal is part of his 2-year. I don't think it's part of that Mariota contract where Mariota's out of here March 1st. Casey should be back.
We can cut Mariota and save money and it'd be fine. But Casey will be back.
Yeah,
that's good.
Now, if Casey's shipped, then that's an organization move. Yeah. I don't work for the organization, so I got to say that always whenever I speak on the player. But we hope that Casey's here. Casey's here. Kiara, cornerback, Christian Gonzalez from Oregon. Joey Porter Jr. is another cornerback that's pretty hot right now in college football. And then you have Keely Ringo. So you're cool with cornerback, giving AJ some help?
Yep. Yeah, most definitely.
Lisa?
Yeah, for me, it's definitely defense. And I talked about shoring up, our secondary, since that's the last line defense, but also I wouldn't mind somebody in the trenches. And also we've been talking about it, pass rush. We need somebody to put some pressure on these opposing QBs. I mean, I'm sure you guys have watched, people have enough time in the pocket to knit sweaters, and it's frustrating. I literally count 1,000, 1,000, 3,000. And then I'm like, if it's actually
put that on a t-shirt.
Put that shit on a t-shirt.
1,000. I'm like, it's too much time. Like it's too much time.
Mississippi, yeah.
So
that's real.
It's we've been needing that, and I mean, I feel like we as a collective fan base have been saying this for quite some time. But I really want our defense to kind of come up from the low 20s or whatever we're ranked at now. We need to move up, and I'm not expecting huge leaps and bounds in one season, but I'm with Kiara. I'm fighting somebody if we go offense in the first. I really need the Falcons to get some defensive players and impactful, whether not only draft, whether it's through free agency. I don't care how we get them, but let's really kind of make our team a balanced team. Going tight end and then going wide receiver.
Lisa's right. Kiara's right. Bodie, how many sacks do the Eagles have this year?
Like 70, right?
How many
Oh,
sacks did
wow.
we have this year?
20?
21.
20?
Okay.
Yeah.
The Eagles will now be
Eagles
playing
had 70.
That's
for the
crazy
NFC
because
Championship game.
that
The
is
Eagles
crazy
will be
because
playing.
don't Bosa from the 49ers have like 19.5 or something?
I think
Something
it's
like
that.
Judon
By
and
himself?
Bosa was over 15.
By
I know they're real
himself.
close to us. Yeah.
Yeah. And that almost more than the whole team we got.
Right.
That's the crazy thing.
If
And
I'm not
like you
mistaken,
said,
they said like 19.5 before the game started. I'm just like, that's crazy.
insane. And that's my thing. And that's what I've been preaching. I don't know. Like I've been saying it over these shows. Like it starts in the trenches, like you said, Lisa. It starts in the trenches. We could go get all the secondary, all that stuff. But if you ain't wrecking stuff up front, like the 49ers, they kept drafting defensive linemen. The Jets did it. Who else did?
The
Somebody
Browns.
else. Oh, the Washington. All they did was draft D linemen. And they're effing good.
Front four is pretty good, I must say. Yeah.
Bruh, they're effing good. I mean, they need help everywhere else, but they're effing good up front. So that's my thing. We need a Jalen Carter. We need a Will Anderson. We need something like that. I don't want to say these other cats aren't bad. The cat from Texas Tech, the cat from Clemson, both of them. But we need a splash.
Yeah. And I think it's time.
Yeah, it's time. You gotta just go make a splash. Go get Darien Payne. That man he's a D tackle. Darien Payne had 11 sacks. I don't know if y'all knew that, but he had 11 sacks last year as a D tackle. And he a free agent. Throw him several bags. Okay? Throw him several bags. Make it happen.
Because
and I'm okay with it, you guys, because look at the games today. The Bills, I mean, Josh Allen could do anything with that Bengals defense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, come on, y'all. I mean, we talk about championship football. We're watching it right now. This low-scoring game with the Niners in Dallas. You know, defense came to play, right?
Yeah.
And you see, Kiara, Lisa mentioning Cincinnati. I told you in the chat earlier, look at Jesse Bates, because that's a safety who's going to be available this season. And the Falcons got that bread. And he plays for the Bengals, and he's a pretty good, strong safety. So you might be needing a strong safety, and you got one available. You're watching. I guarantee you, somebody in the Falcons organization is watching. Like, ain't Jesse Bates a free agent?
And see, I got the Bengals. I got the Bengals winning the AFC again, just because I feel like they got the the best of both worlds. They got balance.
Yeah. The offense potent.
As we go to the draft here, we're talking about defense. And one of the questions that we're going to talk about tonight coming up has to do with the draft, because whoever your defensive coordinator is going to be a big part of selecting this pick. Do we switch schemes? The 3-4 has been working somewhat in the past 2 seasons, but still a low amount of sacks and pressures in the past couple of years. Do we switch and go back to the 4-3? Do we switch it up and go more nickel, more dime? The defensive coordinator will make that decision. And of course, they're looking to see what player fits their scheme better. Keely Ringo, if you lock down in the secondary with a guy like him, I hope you loaded up on free agents on that front line. Because if your first pick is a cornerback, I need to see some experienced players next to Grady in the front. If you do decide to trade up for Will Anderson or Jalen Carter, it's a big surprise right now because nobody has you trading up for Will Anderson or Jalen Carter. That's the sad part, because I want to see one of those two guys in Atlanta. But
you know what they got us doing? I'm gonna interrupt. You know what they got us getting? I done seen all the mock drafts have us getting wide receivers, have us getting quarterbacks, have us getting just ridiculous. I don't get it, but that's the thing. And now I spoke on that on the beginning of this show right here. I said, excuse me, they're on the outside looking in. They on the outside looking in. All they see is we don't have a quarterback. Desmond Ridder, who the hell is that? They need a quarterback.
But have y'all noticed that a lot of these commentators and like these sports outlets, I think a lot of them don't watch Falcons games because a lot of them do give misinformation.
They don't.
They don't.
It was something Colin Cowherd tweeted out.
Oh, I know he don't watch.
And I'm just like, that is all the way wrong.
So check this.
What did he say? What did he say?
I have to look in my because I screenshotted it, but it was all.
Is it the video when he was talking about Ridley still plays for the Falcons?
Yeah, that's it.
Some nonsense he put out on the show, and here on One Time for the Fan, we can say that.
Yeah.
So he put out some Ridley still plays for the Falcons, and it was something off the wall where Falcon fans were like, bro, do you even know what you're talking about, bro?
No.
But here's the deal. These journalists and outside interference when it comes to media, they text somebody who's close to the team.
Close to the team, exactly.
Let's talk about how often me and Bodie talk about on the phone. Bodie, we talk on the phone maybe 3-4 times a week, and we talk Falcons. Do we go over everything with the Falcons? We can't go over everything with the Falcons. So how long do you think these journalists are on the phone with D Orlando trying to get the full scoop of what's going on? Probably 2 minutes. They got so much other work to
that
do.
might be because of his voice, because I can't take his voice. I laugh too much.
We got a lot going on one time with the fan coming up too, Kiara. Just be prepared. As we talk about the draft, a couple names that I told Bodie and some other Falcon fans the other day to look for. And outside of these names, I don't see nobody else. Will Anderson, Jalen Carter, Miles Murphy from Clemson, Kiara, your school, Brian Brees from Clemson, your school again, Tyree Wilson, Texas Tech, Christian Gonzalez, Jordan Addison, Quentin Johnston, Joey Porter Jr., and Keely Ringo. Outside of these players, I don't see another player the Falcons have on their BPA. These are the best players available within the top 10 picks right now.
Right.
If somebody creeps up from 15 or 20 to the top 10, we'll find out closer to draft day. But be prepared to probably see one of these names as an Atlanta Falcon coming up on draft day. Will Anderson, monster edge rusher. We need him. Jalen Carter, plug him on the inside next to Grady. We need him. Murphy and Breesy, 2 more experienced defensive linemen you can use. Tyree Wilson, if you stay in the 3-4, you're going to need an outside linebacker who can get to the quarterback. That's Tyree Wilson. You brought in Arnold this year. It somewhat worked out. He had a lot of pressures, but there was a lot of holding calls that were missed on Arnold, left and right. Yeah. And you can see it. Arnold just throwing his hands back, yelling for the ref. But he's a rookie. Yeah. He'll learn moves and techniques to beat around that. Christian Gonzalez, like the number 2 cornerback from Oregon. Jordan Addison, a number 1 wide receiver from USC. Pairing him with Drake London, we do need a wide receiver too.
We do.
That's something to look at. Quentin Johnson from TCU, a fantastic season until he played the dog.
He played the dog.
So, go Dogs. But Quentin Johnson is another. He's a 6'3" big target like Drake London. He's a slasher. He's a great route runner. Joey Porter Jr., cornerback. Keely Ringo, cornerback. Out of those players, 8 of them are defense. 2 is on offense. So can't go wrong when you're looking at BPA, best players available. But Falcons fans, I'd love to see Terry do one thing on draft night. Pick up the phone. And this is the hard part. You got to get in there with the Cardinals or the Colts. The Bears ain't budging. The Texans ain't budging. If they're budging, you're giving up everything. They might even want a part of the Mercedes-Benz. You might have to sell some of that too as well. These teams need it. Bears need an edge rusher. They're stuck on Fields for a minute, but they need an edge rusher. Will Anderson and Carter is there. If Houston decides to go quarterback, could be Carr, could be Brady, could be Rodgers. We don't know. If not, they're going to go CJ Stroud. That leaves one of the 2 on the board, Carter or Anderson at 3.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pick up the phone. The problem is you play the Cardinals and you play the Colts this year. Do they want to ship a player to you that they know that might come back and beat their ass later on in the season? I don't know. But we'll find out when the draft comes. But I'm just trying to break down how the draft works. You see, I get all hyped up when I'm talking about the draft now.
Boy.
Hyped. God, I love talking Falcons football.
But I always feel like we're always surprised with the pick.
We are.
Yeah, right?
We show up to the Benz in our nice Falcons outfit. We're on the field.
Right, looking at,
Terry comes to the stage. They're on the, hey, we're talking. Hey, everybody, all right, everybody doing good. Hey, everybody check the Jumbotron. And then when they announced the name, I joked about it this year. If you don't sign McGarry and you hear that there's some right tackle just creeping up in the top 10 pick.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, hell no.
I'm going to die hard, but I'm going to tell you how it is.
You don't I might throw shit. I might start cussing and I might flip this thing.
Don't re-sign McGarry.
Just sign McGarry.
Don't bring in a right tackle who's fittable to be a starter. If you hear a right tackle that's creeping up in the draft and he's going top 10, well, who needs a right tackle? The Falcons.
Yeah.
And Falcon will Falcon. I called it on draft night, Bodie. I said, we're going edge. Bodie sat there. dog, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. We going wide receiver. I said, no way. How did you just turned your back on me, bro? We was talking about edge rushers and defense. Lisa, Kiara, we was talking about edge rushers, defense. And then on draft day, Bodie said, they're going wide receiver. I said, how could you do this to me? Left me on the podcast by myself, going defense. And sure enough, what did the Falcons do?
They did. And it was so funny. About 2 hours before the draft, I put on Facebook, I was like, if we draft a wide receiver, I'm going to lose my shit. But I'm glad we did because I love Drake.
Drake is a solid receiver. And Falcon fans have their views, their opinions. They put them on social media. And then when the pick happens, you know.
I mean, I wanted George Pickens too, but, you know, that's neither here nor there.
Georgia players. Going to the next question here because we love talking Falcons football with Lisa and Kiara, our special guest for tonight. One time for the fan. 2 more questions here. A lot of players for the Atlanta Falcons we're looking into bringing back next season. A couple of names that that was here on 1-year deals. A couple of names was trying to work on a contract here in Atlanta. And there's some players who's going to be out the door. Some players who's going to be coming back to Flowery Branch in the summer. Any names that you guys are excited about bringing back here to Atlanta next season?
Well, you already know my 2, Evans and Carter. I do want to keep Pruitt too. I do like Michael Pruitt. I do.
This is tough.
Yeah,
you can't keep them all.
Yeah. He gets open.
Yeah.
Pruitt, Carter, Evans, Kiara, Lisa Sheppard.
Yeah, I like Lorenzo Carter. Met him, talked to him in New Orleans as well. That's the main one for me. Yeah.
That's you got 53 on the roster. You got about 20-something players leaving out the door.
Yeah.
Carter will be the first one getting the call back. Lisa agrees. I agree. I think Bodie agrees. Kiara agrees. Anybody? Rashawn Evans leading.
I like Rashawn
setting records here.
Rashawn, for sure.
That's nice.
Yeah. I thought he was on 2 though. He was only on a 1-year deal.
1 year, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I can tell you one thing. It's probably the list of folks not coming back is longer than the list of folks coming back.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
Why don't we approach it this way? Is there anyone on a 1-year contract that you will be hurt if we let them walk?
Lorenzo. I'd be hurt.
Yeah, Lorenzo. Yeah.
Shoot. Let me think.
Well, 2 year, I'd say Casey. If they find a way to get rid of Casey, I'll say, well, you didn't even get a chance to let Casey show you what he's about. He's a very good cornerback. Yeah. That'd be kind of weird. Who else did they bring in on that 1 year?
What about Isaiah Oliver? Like
Isaiah, because he's a serious piece to this team right now. And I think if you let him go, it's tough for a lot of fans who's trying to hang on to what we had in the past.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie.
Forward in the future. You need 1 or 2 players there.
He cuts it on and he cuts it off.
Yeah.
Okay? He does. My guy, he played like the number 1 corner on the team the last couple games of the season. The rest of them, I didn't know he was on the field. So hey, he gonna have to. I don't know.
It's tough.
I don't know if he's gonna be back.
What about like
Caleb
Jalen Hawkins and Michael Walker? Aren't they like almost through with their rookie contracts?
Yeah, they're getting to that point. I believe they're fighting for a contract too as well. So there's a lot of players who, fighting to get that bag. Hawkins, I'm not too big on if they let go of. I mean, he had his like Jalen, like Bodie said. Sometimes it was like this. That New Orleans game had me throw. That New Orleans game in New Orleans had me throw on the blown coverage.
God. I
was just sitting there like, you can't do this.
Are you about to open up this can of worms today?
I don't want to go there, but the secondary looked very bad against Cincinnati and against New Orleans down in New Orleans. And I was sitting there like, let me tell you something. If you're picking 2 games to get some players up out of here, it's these 2 games. Hawkins, I have to.
Yeah. Now, I would say Richard Grant is good. We'll work on him. Richard got stuff to work on, but we'll work on him. But
people say Richard's
there's a reason why we're going after. There's a reason why you mentioned, Jack, that we're going after Jesse Bates.
I didn't say we're going after Jesse Bates. I said we need to be going after Jesse Bates. I don't need to Falcons contacting me like, what are you doing over there? Like, I didn't say that. So I'm just saying we need to go after Jesse Bates.
Exactly.
There's other strong safeties too we can go after. but Jesse Bates would be one of them.
Jesse Bates.
Why would I mention
and
Jesse Bates? Because
everybody else.
Hawkins hasn't lived up to where I needed him to be as a safety here in Atlanta. Richie
Yeah.
Grant, if you had to pick one of the two, Eric Harris is gone. He's not coming back.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know where the hell T's Tabor. He's in Chicago. I thought he was practice squad. Dean Marlowe, you shipped off. You're going to draft another safety, and you're going to have to bring in a big name candidate. Jesse Bates would be the fitting one. He'd be the best one to fit.
Yeah, agreed.
Get Hawkins the bat here. Evans is my guy to bring back too. Evans and Carter.
Sure.
Yeah.
Pruitt, I'm with him as well. If you can't get another tight end to match Kyle Pitts' scheme when it comes to blocking, because I want Pitts running routes. I really don't need Pitts blocking right now. I need him running routes and catching the pass and scoring touchdowns. Line him up anywhere you want to, but his blocking hasn't been the best for me. I haven't seen Pitts be like, oh my God, that's an amazing block from Pitts.
Right.
You know, catches and route running, yes, but I just haven't seen that. I want to see more physical tight ends who's going to be able to let Pitts say, nah, man, you go out there. I got this. Pruitt has been the guy. He's a good blocking tight end.
Blocker.
Very good. I think he's like a fullback turn tight end. So he knows the role of getting in there, blocking. Hey, you might catch 1 or 2 passes this season. Are you cool with that? He's thumbs up. All right, good. We'll pay you $600,000. We'll see you week 1. I'm cool with that.
I'll say this though.
You get another name that's pretty big. Yeah,
y'all spoke on Evans. I like Evans. Okay, Evans is a great tackler. He got all those tackles because the damn D line couldn't get the tackle. So he was great enough to get the tackle. He's good enough to get the tackle once he get to his level. That's second level. So D line couldn't get the goddamn tackle. So his ass had to get the tackle. Now, he's good at getting that tackle. I think he's a good backup.
That's a lot of tackles.
Listen, it is. You know, our D line is bad.
Yeah,
he's good at getting that tackle, but I wouldn't re-sign Evans and say we're solid there. Okay. We can upgrade there. He can only do that. Okay. He's a great run stopper and he's a great tackler, but he can't cover. He's slow. And, you know,
he's a run stopping 3-4 linebacker.
I'm here to play devil's advocate. He is
and cover the
what
check
he
down.
is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deion Jones was our guy to be covering tight ends. As much as people hated Deion Jones, he was your guy to cover tight ends. You seen it. When
you got to get it. You got to get a linebacker like that.
You got to get one more. You have to. Michael Walker. Shout out to the Falcons. We're not bashing the players too as well, but shout out to the Falcons. But Michael Walker seems to have lost his starting job here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Troy Anderson wants to cover. Troy Anderson wants to chase down tight ends, quarterbacks, running backs. I done seen a lot from Troy Anderson. Seems to be the guy going forward. A lot of people say he's too small to play middle linebacker.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll bulk up. Maybe they put another piece next to him next season.
Well, people said the same about Debo.
That's true as well. Until they put the pads on. I mean, I remember seeing Dio. I thought I was bigger than Debo at one point.
Yeah,
until he put the pads on. I said, nah, I'm good. I said, I'm good.
Yeah.
People used to look at me like, you can play linebacker? No.
That's the thing. Michael Walker. I think Michael Walker just got his ankles broken again.
Sheesh.
That's all I saw.
We will see what the Falcons do with the middle linebacker position.
Just missing
Michael Walker is a name to look at on the next season. We want to get to the last question here because if we end up talking Falcons football, Lisa, like we talked about this, we had to go get dinner and come back and pause the broadcast, and we'll be here for breakfast talking Falcons football. So we can go back to the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever you want when it comes to the Falcons. Kiara, Lisa.
Yes, sir.
Falcons are in the hunt for a defensive coordinator. There's a lot of big names right now going out there in the Falcon world, Twitter world, social media. What do you want to see the Falcons do with their defensive coordinator position? There's some names that's been tossed out there. Flores, Fangio, Jerry Gray from the Packers, and Al Holcomb from the Panthers.
And even Ryan Nielsen from the Saints. Did you hear about
Nielsen
him?
from the Saints. That's true as well. The assistant DC.
Co-DC.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he has ties to Terry. Jerry Gray having ties to Ryan has ties to Terry. Jerry Gray from the Packers has ties to Arthur Smith, and Dean Pease had ties to Brian Flores. But Lisa, Kiara, what do we want to do with defensive coordinator? Because it's going to be a big part of getting this team together, getting this defense together.
I don't think Flores will come here because he really wants to be a head coach, right? I mean, does it make sense for him to come from the Steelers to Atlanta for a coordinator position? I don't know if that makes a lot of sense for him. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't mind him being here, but I just don't know. I mean, it seems like Fangio's name is the one that I see floating around the most. So I don't know if that means that he's the one that maybe has the lead on the position. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I will say with the Flores situation, he's a linebacker coach right now, so he got to rebuild up the ladder again. He got to go back to be a defensive coordinator again. He got to show out a defensive coordinator, and then he got to get his name in the ring for head coach again. So he got to go back up the ladder. He should be a damn head coach somewhere else, but he got blackballed, blackballed.
Yeah.
But the black guy had to bring him in on his staff because he know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he gonna have to rebuild because you know how it go. Anyway, it's sad. It's sad, but yeah, that's that situation with Flores. But I think he's gonna thrive. I think it's possible he could come here. He could turn his defense around.
I'm kind of with Lisa on the Flores move. I was big on. I don't want to butcher his name, but the defensive coordinator from the Broncos, the 1-year guy, Evero.
Oh, but they denied him an interview for the Falcons.
Denied the interview because the Broncos ain't doing that. They ain't playing them games.
Yeah.
That man came over.
They got one good thing, and they want to hold on to it.
Right. They were like, no.
That man that had the defense was yelling at Russell Wilson. So I know Evero's like, oh yeah, we doing our job over here.
Yeah.
Broncos said, nah. If we let him get the interview, he's gone.
Yeah.
And that's why the Falcons are opening up interviews for Charles London and some of these other guys because they want these coaches to go out there and go, expand your resume a little bit. Go out there, go out there to a different team. Go out there and try to test the market.
Yeah.
Charles London leaves, you're going to need a new passing coordinator. That's where it comes into. You're going to need somebody who can probably help Ritter. If Ritter's going to be the guy there, you want him to throw 30, 40 times a game.
No.
You're going to need a passing coordinator who knows how to help throw 30, 40 times a game.
Yeah.
When he goes to defensive coordinator, Flores is the hottest pick on the market right now.
He is.
For him to choose Atlanta, it's somewhat like Bodie said too as well, and what Lisa's saying. He does have to work back up the ladder again and go to defensive coordinator to head coach. But then again, like Lisa's saying, I mean, he's one of the hottest picks out there in the market. And if somebody does offer, hey, you know what? We'll make you head coach tomorrow. He's taking the job. It could be Houston. It could be Carolina. It could be anywhere. But if somebody offers it and says, hey, we're taking the job. Now he had to look at it and say, okay, I didn't get no head coaching shots. Let me see who's my best shot at defensive coordinator. Yeah. But the Falcons teams want to move quick. They're calling.
Yeah.
I just never seen a linebacker coach promoted to head coach. I just never seen that.
Being a prior head coach,
even though he was a prior head coach,
I just know that Arthur doesn't want the media and the outside outside attention in the locker rooms.
Arthur
so I know
needs
Flores
to change
has something
his
going on against the NFL still as well, right?
Yeah.
Arthur needs to change his ways. I'm sorry.
I think it could be probably going to be Vic Fangio, but Kiara. Flores, Fangio, a couple of names that you've heard about for the defensive coordinator position. Anybody that you're excited about, anybody that you would like to see here in Atlanta, either big name or not a big name?
Well, I still got to do my homework, but the two I'm hearing about the most is Flores and how you say his name? The first other one.
Fangio.
Fangio. I was about to go all the way left with his name.
We butcher names left and right here. It's all right. Just say apologize.
Yeah, but those are the main two that I'm excited about. Like I don't know them, a lot about the other ones. I have to do my homework.
Yeah.
Falcon fans. See CP, he made a tweet that said Vic Fangio then with the I. So I didn't know if that was support or not.
Hey, CP,
did you guys see that tweet?
CP is for everybody.
CP is a fake.
He just missed the love. He just bring it in.
He brought up Brian Flores as well too.
Oh, with the eyes?
Yeah.
He did. Okay. He did. He said Brian Flores would be fire in Atlanta.
Even with the free agent signings, he's bringing up what's the wide receiver name? DeAndre Hopkins with the eyes.
No, I don't.
I'm like, oh Lord.
Falcon fans, this is what talking with other Falcon fans is about. It doesn't matter what the record is or where the team is right now. It's the off season. Players are home. Players with their families. Some players are training, getting better for next season. We're here on the podcast talking about what the team's going to do. Because we know, and Lisa knows, content creator, we got to get back out there in the spring draft. It's like we're back to work again.
Yep.
Because when it comes to training camp, Lisa knows we're going to be there.
Yep.
We got to drive all the way to Flowery Branch, but we going to be there. They're going to have open practice at the Benz. We going to be there. Week 1 at home in the Benz. We're going to be there. It doesn't matter where it is because we're diehard Falcon fans.
Right.
Lisa and Kiara, I want to say thank y'all for coming on the podcast tonight and talking Falcons football with us. I want to do this again.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah, man.
Rise up. Let me see what I'm saying. I just love having this experience when you're talking about with these Falcon fans from everywhere, man. I got a Falcon fan from Australia who wants to come on the show soon. I said, what channel is the game on out there?
Tell him, come on, mate.
That'd be fun to, that'd be fun.
That'd be great to have him come on and explain how diehard of a Falcon fan he is.
No, he got to watch the games at midnight.
Yeah.
That'd be super crazy getting up. I think Ernest is in Singapore, so I don't know what time he's watching the game right now. I mean, but there's some fans around the country. I mean, Falcon fans, we're pretty deep.
Yeah.
We ain't big with the chapters and stuff here, like the Packers and the 49ers. I'm working on that. But we deep, and shout out to the Rise Up Tour too as well. We're trying to take this on the road. We're trying to push this. We're trying to get this big. Shout out to the Dirty Birds Nest, what you guys do at the house in the Benz, making that noise, getting that, that atmosphere ready. Because this season is the turnaround. Look at the schedule. I don't want to be the guy to look on paper, but we can beat the Texans.
Yeah.
We can beat the Colts. We can beat the Bears and the Lions and the Pack. We can beat these teams and make the playoffs.
I'm calling it now. Playoffs.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm calling it.
I'm calling it too.
All right. January 22nd, 9:34 p.m.
I couldn't call it after before this season, but I call it now.
You know what's the funny thing? I talked to Bodie about this, Lisa. We was going over the show when we do our predictions, like before the game. We predicted the Falcons would win every game. I told him in the chat, I was like, do you guys know that we never said the Falcons would lose on any of the predictions? Everything was like 35-17 Falcons. Week 2, 42-16 Falcons. By the end of the season, like, man, we damn undefeated, ain't we?
Who the hell we be to come out and be like, yeah,
Cowgirls and 49ers getting a little snippy.
Yeah. Somebody just went flying out the screen. Oh. Yeah, these two. Oh, somebody just went down again. Hands up, but 97, he over there looking for a flat.
This game
this game over now.
I thank y'all for being a part of this tonight.
Yeah,
Thank you for having us on. It was great.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you. Lisa, your social media, where can anybody find you? Where can anybody come talk Falcons football with you? Anything you have going on, any podcasts, anything you got, jumping off?
What you news. I will be a contributor to the Blogging Dirty blog. Okay. So I will start writing for them soon. Just got onboarded and
congrats.
Yeah, it's just really just another way to express my fandom. You know what I'm saying? So looking forward to, getting some stuff out there and talking all things Falcons football. And really one of my first articles is going to be the state of the fan base, right? We're in the off season. Some fans are optimistic about Falcons 2023 football. Other Falcons fans are just a little bit more on the negative side. So I just kind of want to talk about, where we are. I mean, actually, we're all over the place. There, people have their opinions and all that good stuff, as you well know, Jack. But because the Falcons used to have a state of the franchise meeting pre-pandemic. They haven't hosted that since, we've been since 2020. But I do think it's important to assess where you are, right? And as a fan base, and because, we love talking to other fans and we can kind of gauge the temperature of where things are, I just kind of wanted to open up that conversation. But yeah, I will keep you guys posted when my new stuff comes out.
That's great. Blogging Dirty. Remember, we're the good ones over here on One Time for the Fan. We're the good guys.
Yeah.
That's what Bad Boys was that Will Smith. We're the good guys. Is that what he said? Kiara.
Yes, sir.
So much going on for you too as well. It's the off season. So we always chat.
She got to go buy some more draws for the next season.
Amazon.
And more squirrel feeder too. What are you feeding them squirrels?
I don't know what these squirrels out here be eating, but they a little on the aggressive side because they be chasing people.
South Carolina squirrels, they're the geeky squirrels, ain't it?
Yeah, they're the geeky squirrels for sure.
Where your food at? All up on your porch. They ain't even looking for the squirrel nuts. They over there looking for where the food at? Where the real food?
Exactly.
Where's your social media, Kiara? Where can we find you? Twitter, Facebook,
Twitter,
anywhere. Where are you yelling at Saints fans? Because you love doing that. Where can we find
that?
Twitter is Lyrics Mama 89. Instagram is the same. So
die hard Atlanta Falcons fans. Kiara and Lisa, we gotta do this again.
And real quick before we go, you guys, do you guys ever experience in the city repping the Falcons and some random person tries to trash talk you for repping the Falcons in Atlanta? Have you ever had that happen? Okay,
all the time. We're a city where people move here from all over now. We just have to accept it. I done traveled to these cities, Lisa and Kiara.
Yeah.
Seattle, there's nothing but Seahawks fans.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the stadium you're walking past people wearing Seahawks gear. Cincinnati, I was walking past people wearing Bengals gear on like Thursday. Bunch of people like downtown Cincinnati, and then they see me with the Falcons gear, and they look at me like, "Oh, we'll play you guys this weekend, or whatever." Down in Atlanta, I'm wearing my Falcons gear. I'm looking around like, "Where's everybody with their Falcons gear?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
people just want to support who's winning too. Sometimes,
and then you got folks. I got folks in this city who repping other teams talking about 28-3. I'm like, man, shut that shit up. Let me do that.
Born and raised in the city, repping other teams.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
And that's the only joke you got. You lame.
But you know what? Funny story. The year we went to the Super Bowl, I worked at Liz Locker Room at the Savannah Mall, or Mall, like part-time, and a lot of people were trying to return Dak jerseys, like Cowboy fans, and buy Falcon jerseys because, we got a rep for Georgia because we in the Super Bowl. I'm like, really? Like, no, we not doing no kickback. No.
That's lame as hell.
Seen that. Got a rep for a team because one of the players is from the state or from the city or something like. That's what the whole Malik Willis thing came from. It wasn't about him being a good or bad quarterback. It's about him being from Atlanta.
Right.
Him coming back over here. That's why you're looking at Malik Willis now. Like, did you start many games this season, my brother? Like, I know you had your little stink, but Josh Dobbs came in and finished the season for you.
Right.
Tennessee made the change.
And I forgot all about Josh Dobbs because I'm just like, where he can't. I said, never mind.
It's a lot going on, but yes, Lisa, it's sad to see.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I appreciate a community of Falcons fans that ride for our team no matter what. We're not bandwagon, we're not fair weather. So that makes me love you guys even more because you're my tribe.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. And every other Falcon fan too as well. Shout out to you all. And we always do the best we can to bring positive energy to the fan base because we want to see the team win. Like Bodie said, we're all going to be at the Super Bowl parade together.
Put it on the t-shirt.
Some of us going to be on the street. Some of us going to be on the bus.
I have dreamt about that day, you guys. So when it finally comes to fruition and Atlanta's going to be so lit.
I will say, Lisa, you were right. Atlanta Super Bowl party is going to be one of the biggest Super Bowl parties you have ever seen because we're going to bring the entertainment. We're going to have people performing. The bus will stop. Players will probably have to get off the bus. It's something like you've never seen. They're probably going to have to walk the streets. No cars.
I'm not going to work. I'm like the day that I'm not going to work. I'm probably going to call out the rest of the week. Like,
what's going to suck?
What's going to suck?
Parking's going to suck. To get down there, even the MARTA, to get down there, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy to get down there. I saw Atlanta United's parade and the Braves parade, and I'm like, Falcons they finna.
Oh, yeah.
Then you finna see Ray Pookie and them who ain't never
exactly who ain't even Falcon fans.
Ain't never
but they
rep the Falcons.
They want to be at parties.
So here's the cool thing, that's why groups like the Rise Up Tour or podcasts and content creators, they'll have their little small parties and get-togethers and be like, I don't know you. What? Let me check. Let me see. Oh, I remember what you said back in 2017 about the team.
That's
Here's
me.
your
I
post.
remember. You are not a real fan. No, can't come to my party. No.
Got receipts.
Got the receipts with me. Kiara,
whatever.
it's how it is, man. I mean, I'm a diehard. Kiara, you're a diehard. Lisa, you're a diehard. Bodie, you're a diehard. Let's all stick together. We all we got. We ain't got no rings, but we all we got.
We need.
Exactly. Right.
And I'm not trying to throw no shade, but those little Facebook comedians, they can't sit with us either. The ones, who get the views for shitting on the team that they claim to be a fan of, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I tell you right now, I mean, one time for the fan. Love talking Falcons football. I'm waiting for them to call me. Love talking Falcons football. Lisa Sheppard, Kiara Darien. You know how we get your names over here. Okay, good. Is that Geeky? Is it Darien or
it's
Darien?
Darien. Yeah.
It's an amazing, beautiful name. Lisa Sheppard, thank y'all for joining us here tonight. We will get y'all back on again, probably before the draft.
Okay.
And we can talk some more Falcons football. Kiara, grab you a net, go get you some squirrels. Enjoy your night. Lisa, enjoy your night. We'll get y'all back on. I thank y'all for being here on One Time for the Fan. I'm going to go ahead and respectfully hit this here as we get Lisa and Kiara up out of the podcast, and now they're going to go do whatever they have to do tonight. Bodie, we went over the hour mark because this is what we do here. Oh, crap. San Fran about to win.
Yeah, they about to win. Yeah, you ain't even watching.
I mean, I just keep looking over here left and right, but I'm so focused on the podcast.
They about to win.
Like,
and then
I can see people moving down the
Schultz caught a pass that he didn't get both feet in. Now they're going to have to do, he fucked him up. Oh, my
What is
God.
this? This is, the Cowboys. I thought they were getting ready to.
They was about to do that flipsy doodah shit. They was about to do the
So we're looking at
the ball. Yeah.
We're looking at Brock Purdy and the 49ers.
Brock Purdy and the 49ers.
Going to play. Oh, wow, what a hit. Going to play against the Eagles.
Yeah. Well, no, against the Eagles in the NFC Championship.
So the Chiefs or the Bengals, the 49ers or the Eagles, one of them is gonna be heading to the Super Bowl. This is ridiculous. Yeah. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Falcons, y'all got to get back, man.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah. Stop playing. We can get back.
Brock Purdy, the last quarterback, the last player selected in the draft, just defeated the Cowboys. Desmond Ridder, you better get ready. It's going down next season. Look at the faces.
Yeah, because we're going to get a team around them.
Bodie, we're about to wrap the show.
Lynch.
Lisa Sheppard, Kiara was on the show tonight with us talking Falcons football, and man, it was amazing. Once again, having another great Falcons fan talk, listening to what they had to say. I mean, come on.
Man, shout out to them, man. They've been repping ever since I known them. They've been repping these teams, and they've been true to themselves about this team. So, man, you can't ask for greater fans than that. That's what we here for. That's the type of fans we mess with. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of fans in our circle. So, shout out to Kiara and Lisa Sheppard.
I knew already bringing them on the show, especially together, the energy that they would bring.
Yeah.
And I knew that was going to go over the hour mark because I know how they talk Falcons football.
Yeah, because they in this.
Talk Falcons football. This is what we're here for.
And then I hear she's a Clemson fan. Ugh.
So she did give a shout out to the dogs before she said she turned the TV off because she was watching the game. But most fans did turn the TV off. If you're not a fan of Georgia or TCU fans turn the damn TV off.
Shit, some Georgia fans probably got the fucking TV off.
It's a lot of videos of people out there who's mad about the committee for putting this game together. And like I told Kiara, we don't make the schedule. We just play the games, baby.
Play the game.
Go dogs.
Go dogs.
One time for the fan. We about to get up out of here, y'all. Shout out to the Rise Up Tour. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting One Time for the Fan. Hit that like button.
I know the chat probably been going crazy. We're gonna go through, read the chat. after the stream. So
do a hot take. Chat going crazy. Chat's going crazy. I feel bad. I had a lot of people in the chat talking tonight. We tried to get through the Falcon fan talk as fast as possible because we knew what was going to happen if we bring the chat with us with the Falcon fan talk. But that's why we have the fifth quarter. We got Chase, myself, Bodie, Boo Man. We're going to go chop it up with y'all in the chat. Next week, we got another special guest who will be joining us here on One Time for the Fan. I told y'all I'm going to be bringing some special guests up here. We got to get to the season. I'm going to get y'all there. One Time for the Fan will get y'all there. Bodie will get you there. Chase, when he gets off work, he will get you there. In an Uber.
Nah.
That's his bad.
I heard he had to get his horse's hoof out the mud. Lord have mercy.
One Time for the Fan. Bodie, before we get up out of here, of course, you know what we do. Any shout outs, brother?
Yeah, man. Shout out to our special guests. There's two wonderful Falcon fans. Just love to talk about the Falcons and love to just be here and just want to see us do good. Want to see the Falcons do good. So shout out to them. Shout out to the chat. We're going to chop it up with y'all. Shout out to anybody if it's the first time seeing this show. If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. We do this every week, every Sunday, and be every Wednesday and every Sunday when the season starts. It's just we just positive. We just keep it live. I keep it real. If you played ass this week, you played ass. Okay, I don't want to tell you. All right, man. Yeah, shout out to this platform, man. This is I just like being able to come on here and just talk about my team with one of my favorite people. Talking about not you. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, man. Shout out you, Jack.
Shout out to our special guest, Lisa Sheppard, Kiara Darien tonight, who joined us. Lyrics Mama 89 on Twitter, and Lisa Sheppard, who just got her. Actually, she's with Blogging Dirty, going to be coming up soon. If you guys don't know who Blogging Dirty is, a fantastic group of Falcons fans who talk Falcons football too as well. And to hear that Lisa now, breaking news, is going to be working with Blogging Dirty come up soon. Next time we'll have her back on, it will say Lisa Sheppard of bloggingdirty.com.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
That's cool as hell.
Love that. And Kiara too as well. Big time Atlanta Falcons fan, and they've been, friends of mine for a while now. They love the podcast. We had to bring them on so we can hear what they can say, hear their thoughts, their views on the Falcons. And tonight we heard a lot. They agree defense. They're throwing names out there. Lisa's she's gonna entertain Ritter right now as the QB1 until competition jumps in where people know it might be a change in the building. But of course, a lot of fans like Ritter. A lot of fans want to go with Lamar. It is what it is. We'll see what the organization does. But shout out to them for tonight for joining us, telling us how they feel about the Atlanta Falcons. And we will have them back on the podcast. Next week, another special guest. Every Sunday, 8 p.m. It was Sunday and Wednesdays. We changed it because the season is over now. We'll go back to Wednesdays closer to training camp or summertime or fall, whatever it is. But every Sunday, 8 p.m., hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. We talking Falcons football. We're your favorite Falcons podcasters. I know there's a lot of other Falcons podcasts, but we're your favorite Falcon podcasters. Come on back, tune in with us, and we'll be back next week Sunday at 8 p.m. with another special guest. Rise up. Peace up, 8 time down, 1 time.
I hit you with it.
I saw it. I saw it.
Oh, I hit it first.
Saw it. That's why
I hit it.
I can also do this. Got him. I bet he didn't know I can do that. Look, he's in the fan room yelling. Look, he's down there in the lobby yelling at himself. Nobody can hear you. How dare you take my signature? bring you back to the stream. Special guest Bodie's here with us.
One
time for the fan. We up out of here. Yeah.
We out.
Got him.
Cut it
See
off.
you next week Sunday, 8 p.m. Special guest.
Cut it off. Off.
Yeah.